I welcome you all to this first session of this 21-day program. And today we have with us Dr. Manjangouda SS. Sir is a scientist, agronomy, ICAR-IGFRI Jhansi. And the topic of deliberation Sir has chosen is Agronomy of Moringa, a wonder plant for nutritional security. Sir, you are audible. Can you turn on your camera? If you have that camera, please turn it on. You are audible, your slides are visible. You can start, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, you need to go to the PowerPoint and continue from that on.
Okay.
You are on your first slide, rather second slide.
Good afternoon to all.
Don't start the slideshow because that is not visible. You just have to stop the slideshow and continue manually by pressing keys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Can you continue to the next slide?
Okay.
Is it visible, the third one? No, I think you are still in slideshow. Can you stop the slideshow? Yeah, continue, please, sir.
Okay.
Don't click on the slideshow.
Okay.
You don't have to click on the slideshow. You just have to go next by clicking the cursor key.
Okay.
Yeah. Please continue, sir.
Good afternoon to all.
You can navigate using the cursor keys. You can. Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon to all. Myself, Dr. Manjangouda Sannagoudar, presently working as a scientist at ICAR-IGFRI Jhansi. The topic of the today's lecture is Agronomy of Moringa, a wonder plant for nutritional security. As we all know, the world population is increasing at an alarming rate. In meanwhile, the hidden hunger and malnutrition problems are also increasing in a sigmoidal way. The billions of people around the world are suffer from hidden hunger and micronutrient malnutrition. The diet of the poor developing countries usually consists of very high amount of the staple foods such as rice, wheat, and maize, but there lacks in the micronutrient-rich foods such as fruits, vegetables, etc. The micronutrient malnutrition can lower the IQ, cause stunting, blindness, and birth defects. There are so many diseases in both children and also in the pregnant women, etc. This is the scenario of global food security and malnutrition. Around 400 million people have acute iron deficiency, and around 125 million lakh people having vitamin A deficiency, and 200 malnourished people have been in the world, and around 840 million are about food insecure. This is about the picture about the global food security and malnutrition. Here we can see the micronutrient and vitamin deficiencies. We can see here in the picture about the iron deficiency, which can cause anemia, and zinc deficiency, the stunted growth and illness defects, and also vitamin A deficiency, which can cause blindness, etc. These are the different micronutrient and vitamin deficiencies. According to WHO, the top 10 risk factors among the world are different. Top 10 risks, among them zinc, iron, and vitamin A deficiency, which can also contribute a larger extent to the malnutrition and hidden hunger. These are all the different consequences of the different micronutrient malnutrition. Around 2 billion people in the world are suffer from iron deficiency. The major groups are women and the children. The major consequences are anemia, reduced cognitive ability, childbirth complications, and reduction in the physical productivity. These are the different problems. And vitamin A also having the major problem. Around 250 million people are suffering from vitamin A deficiency. Major affected group are children and pregnant women. The consequences are blindness and childbirth mortality. These are all the major problems. Similar way, the zinc also having the major problem. These are all the deficiency symptoms which are consequences which were observed in the micronutrient malnutrition. Here the map showing the extent of the malnutrition and micronutrient deficiency in the different continents. Here, according to FAO and WHO report, the recommended nutrient intake for males and females. Here we can see the zinc, iron, and recommended dietary allowances is around 10 and 15 grams for males and females respectively. There are WHO has given the different recommendations. Here we can see the recommendations are around for iron, manganese, zinc. They have given different recommendations, but actual consumption rate is very less as compared to the recommendation. Here we can see here, as per ICMR report 2004, we can see the nutrient requirement and consumption per capita per day in India. Here, in case of micronutrients and also in the protein-rich foods, the actual consumption is less than the requirement. Here, say for example, in case of iron, in case of females, the actual consumption is around 15 milligram, whereas the requirement is 30 milligram. Here we can say because of this reason, there is an increased problem of the anemia and also the problems in the human pregnant, especially in the pregnant women and children. Here, then how to tackle this malnutrition problem, malnutrition and hidden hunger problem? There are so many other options, such as that is biofortification approach, food fortification approach. There are so many other options. One such option is that is inclusion of fruits and vegetables and inclusion of moringa in our daily diet. Here the moringa, which belongs to the family Moringaceae, it's a softwood tree native to India, and it is popularly known as miracle tree because of its higher pharmaceutical and nutraceutical values. Recently, the FAO has recognized it as a smart food, and this moringa pod is a very much popular in the South Indian vegetable. It's mainly used as a vegetable. In India, it is mainly grown in the southern states, especially Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh, mainly for its tender fruits. Coming to its botanical description, it belongs to kingdom Plantae and order Brassicales and belongs to the family Moringaceae. The chromosome number is 2n is equal to 28. The popular vernacular names are West Indian Ben because from the moringa seed, the oil is extracted from the moringa seed, that is called as Ben oil. That's why it is popularly called as West Indian Ben, miracle tree, mother's best friend, and Ben oil tree. Coming to the different species of moringa, the genus Moringa has 13 species distributed all over the world, but most popularly and widely cultivated species is Moringa oleifera, and rest of the species are Moringa aphthera, Moringa arabica, and Moringa zelenica. These species are native to northeastern tropical Africa. And Moringa stenofelta, it's also one of the important species which is mainly cultivated in the Kenya, that is Ethiopia. Moringa longihibia, it is cultivated in Kenya, and Moringa concatensis is especially restricted to Salem district of Tamil Nadu. It is cultivated only in that part, and Moringa drauhardi, it is cultivated in the Madagascar. Coming to the area under moringa cultivation in India, here we can see in the map the pink stars on the screen that in map indicates the moringa cultivation. The moringa cultivation, which is only mainly restricted to southern parts, especially Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and in some parts in Goa. But recently it has gaining importance in the northern states, especially Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Uttar Pradesh. India is the largest producer of moringa with an annual production of 1.1 to 1.3 million tons of tender fruits from an area of 43,600 hectares. And among the states, the Andhra Pradesh leads in both area and production, followed by Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Tamil Nadu is the pioneering state having the varied genotypes from the different diversified geographical areas. Coming to the nutrient composition, in general, we can say moringa is a powerhouse of the nutrient because it is rich in almost all the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Say, for example, iron, vitamin C. Vitamin C is the richest source of the vitamin C. Moringa is the richest source of vitamin C, vitamin A, and almost all the micronutrients and major nutrients. Because of this reason, it's called the powerhouse of the nutrients. In addition to this, the moringa leaves contain all essential amino acids and also the omega-6, omega-3, and omega-9 oils. And it contains about 46 antioxidant and 36 anti-inflammatory compounds in the moringa plant. The more the antioxidants in the body, less the aging and less the disease occurrence. And also it contains the plant pigments, that is flavonoids such as rutin and quercetin and other beneficial phytochemicals. They are also present. These also helps in anti-aging and antioxidant properties. Coming to the nutritive comparison of the moringa with other foods. Here we can see in the picture, it is having the rich, as earlier I said, that is having the richest source of vitamin C. That is 10 times more vitamin C than red grapes, and 25 times more iron than the spinach, and 15 times of the more potassium than banana, and 10 times more vitamin D than carrots. Here, because of this reason only, we will call this as a powerhouse of the nutrients. According to this, they have recommended some of the different age group. They have recommended the moringa consumption pattern for children's about 1 to 3 years age. 20 grams of the fresh leaves per day, which can meet out the vitamin A and C requirement. And for women, 100 grams fresh leaves per day, which will meet out the calcium, iron, protein, and vitamin B requirement. For pregnant women, 6 tablespoons of leaf powder, which will meet out the calcium and iron requirement. Coming to some of the pharmaceutical properties of the moringa plant pods are, the each and every plant pod of the moringa is having the very good nutraceutical and pharmaceutical value. Here we can see the leaves, the leaf powder that is used as an anti-ulcer, anti-spasmodic, diuretic, anti-allergic, antibacterial, having a wider variety of the applications. And the foliage is having the lactation enhancer in case of both humans and also in the animals. And the flowers are also having the anti-arthritic property, which is having the pain healing property. And the bark is also used for the anti-urolytic property, which is having the helps in dissolving of the kidney stones. And the roots are also having the analgesic, anti-convulsive and urolytic properties. The pods are hypotensive property, helps in reduction of the blood pressure. And also the seed kernels are having the anti-asthmatic and anti-inflammatory property. Coming to some of the traditional applications of this moringa are, it will helps the leaf powder, it helps in the normalization of the blood sugar level, blood pressure level, and wound healing property, and eliminates the constipation problem, and improves the depression, and also reduces the wrinkles and age lines especially, and it will stimulate the hair. There are n number of applications, traditional applications apart from this. And some of the chemical compounds, which are majorly chemical compounds which are responsible for this medicinal use, are the majorly the seed which will contain the pterospermin, that is having the antimicrobial, antibacterial, and antifungal property. And the major two chemicals which are responsible for maintenance of the blood pressure in that are benzyl glucosinate and benzyl isothiocyanates, which are present in seed and also in the leaves, which will help for the reduction in the and maintenance of the blood pressure level. And chlorogenic acid also present in the seed, which helps in the moderate blood sugar level. And the quercetin also is an antioxidant which is present in both leaves and flowers, which helps in the reduction of the cardiovascular disease. And vitamin C and vitamin paradox, they also act as an antioxidant and anti-cancer properties. These are all some of the traditional and commercial applications of the Moringa oleifera. The leaves and the treated seed cake use animal forage, and this plant is also used for the production of the biogas, and the crushed leaf powder used for the domestic cleaning agent, and wood is having the very good fire value. And as this tree is also used for a live fence, and seed cake also used for the fertilizer. The extractant from the leaves also sprayed on the some of the vegetables, which will as a foliar spray, which will help in the growth of the plants. And the leaves are the plant is also as a green manure crop, and all the plant parts are having the medicinal value. The bark is used for the preparation of the ropes. And one more important thing is the oil, that is ben oil, the most important thing, industrial value, ben oil, that is extracted from the moringa seed, the seed which contain around 38 to 40% of the edible oil, which contain behenic acid. It's also having the very high content of polyunsaturated fatty acids, and it is a very stable oil and high octane value. And this oil can be blended with the other cooking oil to increase the shelf life of the oil. It's the most expensive lubrication oil. In case of medicinal properties, also having the painkiller property, and as a cosmetic value, it will help to anti-wrinkle and anti-aging properties. And also, in addition to this, the moringa seed powder, it is used as a water purifier. The seed the seed is crushed and it is used for the treating of the muddy water, and also it will helps in the clarify. It will helps to clean the water. Here, the research shows that the seed not only settles the mud but can carry over the 90% of the bacteria and virus from that muddy water. Here, the major principle behind this is the moringa seeds are rich in cations and coagulating proteins, which acts as a coagulant in turbulent water, and that microbial agents can be removed with the help of this seed. And also these contain the antimicrobial agents which reduces the biological load, and its a seed powder is a very effective and non-organic water clarifying agent. And these are all some of the value-added products which are prepared out of the moringa. That is moringa leaf powder. It's also having a very huge global demand. Moringa leaf tablets, moringa capsules, moringa oil, moringa tea, moringa energy bars, moringa gum powder, moringa drops, moringa. There are n number of value-added products which are prepared out of the moringa. In addition to this, some of the value addition in that are moringa pickle, dehydrated moringa pods, moringa pulp powder, and some of the recipes which are prepared out of the moringa are moringa thoran, moringa soup, moringa curry, moringa beans, moringa salad. There are n number of applications. Apart from this, the major export products of moringa are moringa oil and moringa.
Sir, you accidentally got muted. Can you unmute yourself? Yeah, please continue. Thank you, sir.
Moringa leaf powder, it is sold in the capsules used for the preparation of the instant sambar mix. It is a huge global demand for the moringa leaf powder. And also the moringa oil, it's a potential feedstock for the biodiesel. It's used for the preparation of the biodiesel, and also it's a good lubrication agent and also vegetable cooking oil. Some of the agriculture potential of the moringa, it's a very good green manure crop for in situ green manuring, that is incorporated and grown and incorporated in the same field, and around after 25 days it usually incorporated, helps in improvement of the soil fertility and productivity, because the green stem is having the very rich in the N content. It will help to improve the soil fertility, and as a growth hormone, because the juice extracted in the fresh leaves is used to spray on the, especially in the vegetables, which will help to improve 25 to 30% of the yield in the vegetables, because the active substance, that is zeatin, is present in that juice, that is a plant cytokinin group, which helps in the improvement in the growth. And also it's also having a very good wood value, because very good fuel. It also provides a very good fuel for the cooking, and the density approximately is 4,000 kilocalories per kg of the wood, and the bark also contains a gum that is used for seasoning and treatment of the stomach ailments. Apart from this, it's a very good fodder source. Moringa is recently it's gaining more importance as a fodder crop because of its different nature. That is, it's a multi-cut in nature, and also it's a perennial in nature, high biomass yielding. The fodder is also nutritious and palatable, and the aroma is also pleasant aroma, and soft leaves and non-woody stem, which favors for the palatability for animals, and also it contains higher crude protein as compared to other fodder crops, and a deep rooted. These features which enables for the cultivation of the moringa as a fodder purpose. Especially recently, it is gaining more importance. The Tamil Nadu Agriculture University has developed some of the 2 varieties for annual moringa cultivation, which is gaining more popularity in some parts of the India. Coming to the nutritional composition of the moringa with respect to fodder purpose, it is having the higher crude protein, that is 21 to 23% of the crude protein as compared to Napier and fodder sugarcane. You can see the Napier is having only 8 to 10% and fodder sugarcane 10 to 11%, double the crude protein content as compared to other fodder crops. And also the NDF and ADF, the neutral detergent fiber and acid detergent fiber, is also in the optimum level as compared to other fodder crops. And the mineral and cellulose content are also in the good amount as compared to the other fodder crop. By this way, you can say that it's a very good source for the fodder. Moringa is a very good source for the fodder. Some of the research studies has also been conducted on this moringa here. Nadir and co-workers in 2005 USA. They have conducted the milk production and milk composition of the cows fed at different levels of moringa. Here they have tried Brachiaria brachiantha, the grass. Along with that, they have tried a different quantity of the moringa. Here we can see the grass-fed treatment has noticed the lesser milk yield, milk fat, and total solids, fruit protein, etc. Along with, when you blend the grass with the moringa around dry matter of the 2 kg and 3 kg, we can see the improvement in the yield with respect to the milk yield, milk fat content, and total solids. By this, we can say that because the moringa contains the higher percentage of crude protein, that is having the direct influence on the milk improvement in milk yield and milk crude protein as compared to the grass alone, feeding grass alone. Here in last year, we also took a study on moringa in our IGFRI. That is, we have tried with PKM1 variety with the different two different spacing, that is high density spacing, that is one at 23 by 15 centimeter and 30 by 30 centimeter. We also noticed the higher yield around 455. We took two cuts, that is first and second cuts around interval of 45 to 60 days interval. Around we have noticed around 455 quintals of the green fodder production, which is actually much more than the Napier and fodder sugarcane. By this, we can say that it's a very good fodder source for the animals, and the palatability of the fodder is also palatability of fodder is also very good as compared to the other fodder crops. In one of the study here also, they have tried with a different cutting height and cutting interval on a seasonal fodder yield of the moringa. Here they have tried with different cutting interval time, that is 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, and 12 weeks. The ideal time is 6 weeks after planting is the ideal time, which will enhance that is a fresh dry matter and dry matter production. Among them, cutting height, cutting from the 150 centimeter and 150 centimeter above the ground level, as noticed higher fresh and dry matter as compared to the other cutting height treatments. Coming to the production technology aspects of this moringa, the ideal climate for this cultivation is that for growth and development, it needs 25 to 35 degrees centigrade, and it is highly susceptible to frost. Frost injury has resulted in the shedding of the leaves, and flower shedding will occur at the temperature more than 40 degrees centigrade. And open sunny situation is the very best situation for its cultivation. Clay soil is not suitable because it needs a drainage, and loamy soil is ideal for its cultivation. Neutral pH is better for its growth. These are some of the perennial ecotypes of the moringa, which are mainly these perennial ecotypes diversity we are seen in Tamil Nadu, that is Mornur moringa, Vilayapatti moringa. There are different types of moringa, which this diversity we can see in Tamil Nadu. Coming to the varietal wealth of this moringa, majorly different agriculture universities have developed varieties. That is PKM1 and PKM2 are the major popular varieties which are released from Horticulture College and Research Station, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, Coimbatore, and from University of Agriculture Sciences also they have developed 3 varieties, GKVK1, 2, and 3. And Dhanraj is also one of the varieties released from University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad. Bhagya from UHS Bagalkot, that is University of Horticulture Sciences, Bagalkot. Kanchan, Ruchira, Rohit. These are some of the varieties which are presently the farmers are growing. So some of the constraints for this varietal development is highly cross-pollinated crop. It needs there is a wide variability in the yield components, and problem in the genetic purity maintenance is also a problem for varietal development. With respect to propagation, the annual moringa is mainly propagated through seeds, whereas the perennial moringa they are propagated through stem cuttings, ear layering, and grafting techniques. And these are some of the photographs of the seedling production in the nursery, that is moringa seeds, moringa plantings. This is the tissue culture moringa. Recently, it is also gaining importance. They are trying the tissue culture moringa and also the moringa stem cuttings. With respect to the planting spacing, the spacing of around 2 meter by 2 meter or 2.5 by 2.5 meter is the ideal spacing. For high density planting, 1.5 by 1.5 meter, that is 2 plants per pit they are using. Only for leaf production, they are practicing 45 by 45 centimeter. And it is cultivated in the different systems, that is border cultivation, All the entire border they are cultivating, and double planting technique, triple planting techniques. These are the different techniques they are following. With respect to nutrient management, around 45, 15 and 30 grams of the NPK as applied at a time has been applied after 3 months after sowing, and the nitrogen is given in different splits after planting. For high density planting, the PKM1 variety is the highly suitable. For high density planting, they are practicing 1.5 1.5 meter spacing. The entire dose of N is applied in the basal, followed by phosphorus and K is applied after the, as a basal. N is applied in the initial stage of the sowing. With respect to irrigation water management, generally it doesn't require much irrigation as it is a drought tolerant crop, and based on the soil moisture condition, irrigation is given, and irrigation given at a 10 to 15 days interval according to the moisture condition, and there should not be water stagnation. Water stagnation has resulted in the leaf and flower shedding. And with respect to fodder purpose, there is a package of practice for fodder moringa also. The ideal time is June to September, the sowing time, and the spacing of around 30 by 30 and 50 by 50 centimeter is very much ideal. And also the soil is sandy loam soil, and nutrient, that is fertilizer recommended is 150, 60 and 40 kg of the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, very much ideal for fodder purpose. For weed management, the pre-emergence application of the pendimethalin has been used for the weed control at the early stages. And harvesting schedule, that is 45 to 60 days interval we can take. For fodder purpose, the PKM1 and PKM2 varieties are most ideal. That is green fodder yield, we can notice around 8 up to 800 to 1000 quintals per hectare. Some of the important operations which are followed in this moringa, in annual moringa, the pinching is an important operation. That is removal of the apical bud, which will enhance the lateral branching, and also the energy, the diversion of the energy flow will occur, that will enhance the lateral branching and that will shapes the tree. In case of the perennial moringa, the cutting down or pollarding is practiced at 1 meter height, mainly to shape the tree. It is mainly practiced during the winter season, when November, December month. That is when the fruit production is, when there is no fruit production. At that time, they are practicing this pollarding. Coming to the different cropping systems which are followed in moringa. Moringa differently, we are following intercropping, alley cropping, agroforestry system. There are different systems. It is very much, as we all know, the moringa is, it's a widely spaced crop and also deep rooted crop. In that, we can say we can take different intercrops like tomato, chili. These are all the shallow rooted crops. There will not be any much competition for the nutrients and growth resources. And also the light interception, because of the wider space, there is no problem for the light interception. The light interception is also higher. We can take tomato, chili, curry leaf, gourds, and these can be taken in this between the interspaces. And also the alley cropping, this moringa is cultivated in the hedges. The space between these hedges can also be utilized for the cultivation of the short duration vegetables, that is leafy vegetables and herbs. This is the image showing the sole crop of the moringa. Coming to the harvesting and yield with respect to the fruit, the annual drumstick types come to harvest 6 months after sowing, and the perennial types take to 8 to 9 months. And the fruits are ready for harvest after 60 days after flowering. And in perennial types, the yield is generally low in first 2 years. Then of increase will after in the 4th to 5th year, the higher yield will be noticed. The yield you can notice around 50 to 55 tons of the pods per hectare. As we all know, the PKM1 and PKM2, that is Periyakulam 1 and Periyakulam 2, it's a place in Tamil Nadu, that is a horticulture college and research institute. They have developed this, and they have succeeded these two promising high-yielding annual moringa types. And these annual moringa mainly they are propagated through seeds, directly debulked onto the directly debulked in the fit. There is a very faster growth of the seedlings will be noticed. In southern states, it is mainly cultivated in September. That is September month is the ideal condition. Apart from this, there are some of the constraints for this large-scale cultivation of this moringa. It's a highly heterozygous and highly cross-pollinated in nature. Because of this, the genetic purity maintenance is really difficult for, especially for seed production. And the sowing period must be strictly adhered to August to September. And this commercial crop requires irrigation during the summer, and there is no proper control measure. The fruit fly is also a major problem. Fruit fly incidence is also a major problem in this moringa. And the poor packing management system and seasonal glut, these are some of the constraints. And for perennial moringa production, a long pre-fruit bearing period is also a major problem, which is waiting period is more, and the non-availability of the planting material for suitable planting materials, and requirement of the greater number of rainy days in the region where water is scarce, and vulnerability to pest and diseases also a major problem in perennial moringa production. With all these, I would like to conclude that each and every part of the moringa possesses nutritional and pharmaceutical properties. Because of this only the UN, that is FAO, has notified in the list it is a smart food, and also it's an excellent fodder source because it's having the higher crude protein, tannin, and also the optimum amount of NDF, ADF, and all the fodder quality parameters. And the leaf extract is also a very good natural crop growth enhancer because it contains the cytokinin, which helps in the zeatin, which helps in the crop growth enhancement. And this crop is ideally suitable for different cropping systems, especially intercropping and also alley cropping, because of the wider space and also because of the very less competition from the other crops. And these byproducts are also having the very good industrial values, that is oil cake, and all those products which are having the very good industrial value. Because of this reason, it is fit for the all the conditions. Some of the future areas which need to be studied are need to develop the dwarf genotypes of the moringa for which will enable for easy for the mechanical harvesting, and standardization of the package for the organic leaf production, because that is leaf powder is gaining more popularity in the recent years. Because of that reason, need to standardize the organic bag practices, and also in-depth study on nutrient management aspects is needed, and also standardization of the post-harvest management practices to store moringa pod in the glut situation need to strengthen and need studied. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of NADCL, on behalf of all the participating institutes, it was such a lovely presentation. One request from the participants is that please share the presentation with us so that we could share it as a part of a YouTube video, ultimately in a form of PDF. If you could share the presentation via email on admin@nadcl.in. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
If there are any questions during the session, sir is here. Please ask and he will reply. Any questions, please ask right now. Are there any questions regarding to the
Hello,
subject?
sir.
Yeah, please.
Hello, this
Please
is Dr. Balaji from Hyderabad, sir.
Okay.
It's JTSAU. Sir, any quantity of recommendations to the fodder purpose to the animal, livestock?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is not whole quantity. It's around 3 to 4 kgs, sir. 3 to 4 kgs. Up to 3 to 4 kgs is recommended with the grass.
It is high for what do you call that? Rich iron content, na, sir.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I'm telling, sir. That's why. It's 3 to 4 kg is recommended practice. 3 to 4 kg. It is blended with other fodders, sir. It is mixed with other fodders and give to the animals.
I think it is based on body weight.
Yes, sir. Based on body weight and animal groups, different. The coughs also different. For also different age group animal, different quantity, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question, please ask.
Sir, good afternoon. I am Mitare Basoprasad from Veterinary College, Bidar.
Okay.
Sir, is there any anti-nutritional factor in the early stage in this moringa crop?
But I have read, but there is no literature like anti-nutritional. It's absence of anti-nutritional factors. Moringa is not having any anti-nutritional factor. Some of oxalic acid content, some is very less quantity. That's not a big quantity, very minute quantity oxalic acid.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I am from Skast, Kashmir. Is there any scope of fortification to increase the nutritional acceptability of the crop?
Yes, sir. There is a huge scope of fortification. Recently, there are so much research studies have been on that aspect only, fortification approach.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Doctor sir, how can we grow it for a leaf for cultivation of leaf only, sir?
They are practicing closed spacing. For leaf production, they are practicing close spacing. They'll harvest
how
at
long
around
we have
45
to
to
cut
60
it,
days.
sir?
Hello?
How many cuts we can get it?
What, sir? What, sir?
How many times we can cut the leaves?
Yes, sir.
While
4 times,
a
sir.
single crop.
Sir, in
Four
a
times.
year, sir, three cuts in a year, sir.
3 cuts. Okay,
Three
thank you,
cuts.
sir. Okay, thank you.
Dr. Jaswant, please ask your question. You raised your hand.
Sir, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I am Jaswant from NDRI. Sir, my
Okay.
question is how to prevent yellowing in leaves in Moringa.
Yellowing is a problem of general, it's a nutrient deficiency.
Okay, okay. Which nutrients?
Generally, yellowing will be occur because of the nitrogen deficiency.
Okay, okay.
At least as a
Second question.
top dressing.
Okay, okay. Second question is many times some insects are there and leaves are screenching. What is the solution for this disease?
Yes, major problem is Moringa pod fly is a major problem. You can
Yes,
spray
sir.
any insecticide, especially the raw contact insecticides. We
Systemic,
can
yes, sir. Sir, systemic insecticide or contact insecticide?
contact insecticide.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Sharbat Ali Hussain, you have raised your hand. Any questions?
Sir, myself, I am Dr. A.V. Jhansi, sir, from
Okay.
Veterinary College and Research Institute, Tirunelveli.
Okay.
Sir, whether this PKM one variety is suitable for pan India, sir, throughout India, or only for southern region only, sir?
No, sir, we are cultivated in IGFRI, Jhansi, in Uttar Pradesh. It's coming up very well, sir.
Okay, sir. Throughout India, we can cultivate.
Yes, sir. It's recommended, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mithare Prasad, if you have a question, please ask. You have raised your hand. Please ask your question.
Sir, is there any patches and practices, especially for the organic fodder production in terms of Moringa?
That is not at standardized till now. Need to be standardized organic practices.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question, please ask. If you have any questions, please ask. Sir, I don't think there are any further questions. Thank you for this lovely interaction. It was such a wonderful interaction. We got to learn a lot. Thanks a lot on behalf of the organizing committee, on behalf of the participants and all the organizing institutes. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Participants are asked to look for the link again. The second session would be around 2:30. I'll be sharing the link in the WhatsApp students participants group 10-15 minutes prior to the session start so that they could join, and we'll join back. It would be a separate link, not this link. It would be a separate link for the second session. Please notice it would be a separate link for the second session which will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Thank you for being with us, and it was a wonderful beginning to this session. Everyone behaved nicely, and it went smoothly. At times, what happens is people do not turn off their microphones, or people do not turn off their cameras. That some sort of interruption happens in some way or the other. And most importantly, you just have to join, not to present. The presenter is the resource person only. Thank you. With this, I would want to conclude the morning session. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, guys. Let's join back at 2:30 again. Thank you.